Okay, thank you so much for joining us. I have today with me Josh Trusevich, and he is here in Colorado. And he has been, okay, sorry about that. Okay, so um, Josh is a digital marketing consultant, a veteran, and a founder of Truwayz LLC. He has a company dedicated to helping businesses and entrepreneurs navigate their ever evolving digital landscape. His mission is to simplify technology, empower entrepreneurs, especially those without a deep technical background, and to succeed in today's fast paced world. And I can attest to that. Josh has been absolutely amazing. Not only did he encourage me to start a small business that I never expected to do. He worked through the tools all the way from giving me a brand, beautiful uh, uh, technology and web design. He helped me start a school. He just created all these beautiful documents for me that have been so helpful. And not only that, he has taught me so much. I have learned so much on the way from being a non techie person, barely using my phone,
Mhm.
to starting to understand a lot of these platforms. And every time I talk to Josh, he's talking way up here, and I'm trying to just kind of understand where he's going and what he's talking about. So I'm just so grateful to have you here, Josh. And Josh and his wife Amber and his two precious kids have been part of our friend group for years, and I just so appreciate them. So thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you for having me. One of the things that inspired me to work with you is, you're always willing to learn, always willing to dive in there, even if I'm talking too technical, you let me know and I come down and try to make it super simple for you. But yeah.
Absolutely. You've done that. And like I said, I think you pushed me off a few cliffs to jump into the water a few times, which has been great.
Sometimes you
I never expected that. So thank you. I'm just our family is so grateful for you. So I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about your background. So Joshua has a journey of struggling to accomplishment. When he started when Josh first ventured into the world of entrepreneurship, he was confronted with a lack of tools, resources, and technical knowledge. And the rapid pace of technological changes made it difficult to keep up. I mean, I can tell you that. He spent countless hours trying to understand the complex system, often failing, but always learning from each setback. He has the power of perseverance. Despite challenges, Joshua's limitless mindset and military background taught him the value of resilience and perseverance. The belief that failure is just a stepping stone, I love that, motivated him to push forward, seeking new ways to simplify technology for business owners like himself. So I was wondering, Josh, do you mind sharing a little bit about your fascinating military background and kind of maybe some stories from your background and kind of how you ended up where you are today?
Yeah, for sure. I'd be happy to. I think a lot of great things come out of adversity and struggle, and especially in the beginning with the digital marketing aspect, is nothing what we have today. Like today's a lot of easy buttons out there, and we have to decide like which one there is and that kind of thing. When I first started my military career, I knew I wanted um, just to get out of the house and start exploring, who I was as a person. And I started off, as a mechanic. So uh, being a mechanic, it wasn't necessarily the option I wanted, but it was that point that I needed to go through. So I spent about 3 years doing that, and I decided,
Wow.
I wanted to go and be special forces. So that was an option that was available to me. I had a recruiter on base or whatnot, so I went to them. I went through selection, didn't make it the first time. Um,
Really?
learned from my previous experience and went a second time, decided to go two times. And the second time I made it through with flying colors and went all through the pipeline and that kind of thing. And I since then I've had a lot of opportunity to wear a lot of different hats and get great experiences and knowledge under my belt. And if I had given up after failing the first time, I would have missed out on quite a bit, right? So
Mm.
one of my favorite things that I did in the military was towards the end of my career, which was skydiving. So there's a lot of consequences for failure when it comes to skydiving, but but I
That's
equate a
one way to
lot
put it.
right. I equate a lot of things that I do now in entrepreneurship to being on that ramp, looking out at the vast, landscape ahead of you and just deciding to jump, right? There's a lot of anticipation in the plane ride to that point where you're about to jump. And a lot of people feel like that even today when it comes to technology, like it's so overwhelming. There's so much that you have to know and learn and experience before you can be effective with it. But if you know the right techniques and you know the right people, you can get the right training and that kind of thing, it becomes less of a daunting task. And I just, if you stop before you jump, you'll never experience the euphoria that comes when you're just flying through the air. One of my experiences, my very first jump out of the airplane, I enjoyed it so much that I almost didn't pull my parachute when I should have. I was just I was just enjoying it, and then I saw the instructor coming in like he was going to pull the ripcord, and I was just like, no, I got to do it myself. So I pulled it, and parachute thankfully came out and everything, but it was a great experience for me.
Wow. Do you mind if I ask how many jumps you've had?
So static line, which means you're hooked up to the plane and the plane pulls your parachute. I have over 100 there,
Oh,
and free
wow.
fall, I have about 70. So
Oh, wow. That's incredible. Well, I will tell you that so many times I felt like you were nudging me off the edge of a cliff. I didn't think about being on an airplane and trying to jump. That's
right.
a great analogy. Oh my goodness. Definitely you must have a lot of be very brave because that is not easy to do.
Well, that's what I learned a lot in the military is like always there was always a limitation that I had to bust through. And every time I did, it would expand me and give me more confidence to go further. So, and that's what I see with you and with a lot of other people that I work with is once you learn what's possible, you have the confidence to go as far as you want. So until you reach that next limitation, and then you go even further. So,
Absolutely. You're great at pushing through those barriers. I'll tell you
yeah.
what. So one of the things that was really fascinating is that you understand IA driven business automation
AI.
and you AI, and you help people understand that process. And that's so overwhelming for some. Can you explain how you break that down and how you have been able to kind of conquer that area?
So working with artificial intelligence, AI, there's so many tools that are available today. And even now, if I get too consumed with all the new tools that are coming out, the new capabilities, becomes overwhelming. So if I just focus on what's relevant to me and what's relevant to the people I'm working with, it becomes so much easier. And then you can focus on that one thing. Um, but being in tech for over a decade, you tend to learn what value looks like and what the scammers and all that look like. So navigating that landscape is important. And so I've been able to find, the right resources and people to surround me that I can learn from and that kind of thing. And that really helps me kind of simplify the process of learning AI, knowing how to prompt, knowing how the tools I need to create email sequences or products of some sort, like even digital business cards or automating a process of responding to clients and that kind of thing. Just super automating the process that a lot of people, a lot of business owners are going through right now. Um, yeah, it's about knowing the tools that you need and the right people to teach you those tools, and that definitely makes it a lot easier.
Right. And I know you've taught me, I mean, I never expected to be using any of these tools, but you
Mhm.
taught me how to be so specific and how to design your questions so that and refine it and, go back and get the right information to get what you need
Right.
when you're using those tools. So thank you for that. The other thing that you were great at is web design and community building. I know you use Go High Level in school and a variety of other platforms. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I know it helps create a seamless experience for small business owners as well as their audiences.
Yeah, for sure. And I can even show you the platform too,
That'd
if
be
you'd like.
great.
But it has a lot of different capabilities that are just really user friendly. Um, and most people that I would like to have in my community, I can show these tools and just make it super simple for them, or I can provide the service to put it in place. Because a lot of people that I work with, they either have an interest to learn or they just have no interest at all, and they're just motivated to hand that thing over and have people
Right.
work with it. But it's a Go High Level is a powerful tool. It's built to build websites, digital business cards. It's built to run campaigns like email campaigns and things like that. It has a customer relation management tool that you can take in all your contacts and you can organize them. You can have a process as far as like, so for you, an example, when you came in to my CRM, it kept track of all the areas that you touched, right? So if you were within like a workflow, it showed, this is the payment that you made, this is the website that you went to, and it just helped me kind of understand the customer journey basically,
Okay.
and how I could help you better. So
Awesome.
it's just
Okay.
very useful, very powerful tool.
Thank you. Did you want to show us some of that?
Sure, yeah, for sure. Let me share my screen.
And while you're setting it up, one of the things that I love about Jobs is he really simplifies the complex. Um, And sometimes, like, my mind doesn't even grasp what we're doing exactly. But he's able to break it down and show me, okay, you just need to do this here, and you need to do this to be able to make this look amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, the biggest thing with my business is I really don't want technology to hold people back. This quote from Robert Kiyosaki is really important. And it's like your most precious asset is your time. And a lot of people are trying to find where is my time, and they're putting a lot of time and effort into learning technology, learning their business. But what most people don't realize is your most valuable resource is the people that you know. So if you know the people who can, simplify technology for you or simplify a process or a system, those are the people you need to know, right? So that you can focus on
Absolutely.
what's important to you. So,
I love that. I'm such a people person, as you know. I just
yeah,
sometimes just want to focus on them and help them, and doing the technical side gets challenging.
absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Um, I've been reading this book. It's called Key Person of Influence. And one of the quotes from in there is, without a finely tuned human element, all technology in the world isn't helpful. So it's really important to have that human element, no matter how advanced we get with technology, right? So I like to
Right.
make this available to as many people as possible. This is my contact card. Make sure that you get a hold of that and reach out to me if you need help. But
Thank you.
one of the things that I've built for you inside of here is a digital business card. And one thing that I love about these digital business cards is they're personalized and they tell a story about the unique individual and their business. And I'll just click on yours real quick. Each of these digital business cards is built within Go High Level. I call it Truwayz because it's white labeled to me. But in here, you have access to a domain, which is something that you would share with your customers or your clients or your friends and that kind of thing. And you can just share it through a link. You have forms that are in here where people can reach out to you and ask you specific questions. Also in here, you have links that go to your community, videos that go to resources for people to learn more about your products and that kind of thing. And what's great about you is you have beginner videos that teach people about your homeopathy education process,
And
as
can I
well
just
as,
interject may I
yeah,
interject really quick, Josh? If you can go back up to the, I just wanted to show you that Josh did these videos. And they were just 5 minute quick videos on overview of our drops and homeopathy, but he was able to pull all of that together in just an incredible package very quickly. I mean, I think you did it in a matter of like 24 hours.
yeah,
I couldn't believe it. And also created a whole digital pamphlet that was several pages long in just, like I said, a matter of few hours. It was just amazing because he just works so quickly. He has an eye for that's even more, I'll pick out some colors. He'll be like, I don't think that's going to work.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And that's great to have. Usually they say females are better with that, but I will say that you have much better artistic eye for a lot of that, and to pull stuff together just so impressively quick is just incredible.
Well, I appreciate that. And one thing that helps is having the right person to work with. And you're like the prime example of the person that I want to work with, because you had a ton of information, data that I could use, and you knew what you wanted to say because this is your topic. This is something that you're passionate about. So it was just a matter of assembling it all and putting it into a package for you. So
Absolutely.
that was really helpful. And then we have drop down links in here to where you can offer people your courses. For example, your upcoming course on May 10th, which is a good one. So just a really useful tool that you can send people and put it in their hands, and then they'll always have your information available to them. And what's really cool about the Go High Level is if you need to make a change in here, like say, for example, one of these links associated with a class that you're giving. We can always change that on the back end, and the customer never has to know about that necessarily. And it'll always be there readily available for them to click on and go to an updated version of what you have to offer. So,
That's amazing. And being able to have the videos right there in the digital business card that you can give to anybody.
oh yeah, yeah, it's priceless, right? So,
Yes.
but yeah, these are very user friendly, very personalized to the individual. In the past, we have made personalized logos for each individual, but we could also do just a QR code for somebody if that's something that they would like.
Yes. And if I can just mention right here that Josh just started asking me questions about what I thought would be good for a logo. And when we were filming, I think we saw a hummingbird go by and he mentioned that. And he came up with this absolutely gorgeous logo that when I saw it, it just brought tears to my eyes. And just having that touch of understanding, like what would pull people in. I could have never thought of that in a million years myself, let alone designed it. But he knows how to fine tune it to the right person and the right situation and the business.
All right. Good. All right. So talking a little bit about the community building side of this, which is something I'm super excited about. I built Truwayz tech support for people who need that additional support. And it's going to be a great community where they get the training, the tools that they need to navigate, everything that's advanced right now. That's kind of over their head. So I really hope to kind of nurture people and help them just to take away that tech overwhelm and make it easy for them in a way. So I think of technology as if it was kind of a person. And if we improve a relationship with this person, there are several things that we need. And one of them is communication. Obviously, if we're struggling to understand technology, the technology is struggling to communicate with us, and we're struggling to understand what it's saying and that kind of thing. So the other thing is having healthy boundaries. Um, in the beginning, like when I'm learning technology, one of the things that I have a tendency to do is dive in a little too deep. So I'll spend like 17 to 20 hours a day trying to figure it out. And
Yes.
so that's where I was when I was learning to build websites a while back. So, but now it's just, almost a plug and play because I've learned the systems, I know how it works, and I can put those pieces into play. But it's also important to have community and wise counsel, people that can show you the right way to do things. And I feel like a lot of people are struggling because they don't have that and they don't know what the next step is to get that. 90% of the marketing world, you're likely to come across somebody who's not telling you the truth, only so that they can make money off of you and that kind of thing. So we need to be careful about the areas that we step into. And just as that relationship with technology, we want to be important that we're not unequally yoked with the wrong people and the wrong technology and the wrong spaces, right? So,
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. So one of the things I wanted to ask you is, can you tell us how you help businesses simplify their digital presence?
yeah, for sure. Simplifying your digital presence is just simply having a strong plan for how you want to go about communicating with the people that are in your audience, your customers, your clients, your friends, whoever it is, family. And being able to do that through a digital business card or a website is an important first step because then you can not only begin the process for clarifying who is my audience, but you can clarify how you want to present your information to them. And community is a great way to do that. And I'll just kind of use yours as an example. So if we go to your community, we can kind of see that it's broken down very simply into categories. What's really powerful about your community is you've grown it to 230 people, 230 people, and a whole plethora of conversations and that kind of thing. So you're creating for yourself at Google, basically. So for homeopathy. So if I want to search something on vinegar, I can just type it into the search bar up here and then press enter, and it'll take me to every post that talked about vinegar. And I can focus
Wow.
on the things that are, applicable to me for that. So, that's an important thing. And then if I want to go deeper and do a specific topic, I can go to your classroom, and then I could take any one of your classes, and just self-pace through there, which is important. And then I can go to your calendar, and then if you have events on here, I can join those events. There's just so much that you can do in here that's valuable to people. And then
And
as
I
you
just may I just say that if it wasn't for Josh, first of all, none of this would have happened, but he gave me that vision of, okay, let's start some basic first classes. How are we going to do it? How are we going to film it? What are we going to put? He walked me through step by step. Okay, this is where, you're going to put links. This is where you're going to put the recipes. This is where you're going to do the video. This is how you should do the video. All those areas that I never expected to be doing. I mean, I had a dream of being able to share this with people and just make it easier because I was doing classes in my home. But to be able to do this on a platform at this level was just incredible. And you made it bite size.
absolutely. And it's so user friendly, and you've really taken to it, and you can see just how many people value what you're offering here, which is amazing. And if you were ever to decide to have a paid community off of this, it would just be a way of incentivizing people to share it more, to where you can have them just come to this link here and invite people, and then they can share it with their friends and family, and then they're being incentivized to learn from you in another way. So it's incredibly important. But yeah, that's community. Building a community around a concept or an idea or even a business is the way a lot of people are going right now, because it's a perfect way to nurture and to simplify the process of learning something. So,
And I will say that I've run into people that just have so much knowledge and expertise. And I've encouraged them to talk to you, if it be for, like a homeschooling topic like dyslexia, or I know somebody that she's done sewing classes, but she wants to do it on a larger platform. And so I've encouraged them to reach out to you, whatever your niche is, you can move forward and just kind of create from that, from because everybody has their own expertise and passions, right?
Absolutely. For sure. It's endless. Really. So the other thing that I've been working on is just helping people with websites, web design, putting together specific things. And what I really like about the design that I have is just making it easy for customers to get in touch with you. A couple things that I integrate into any website I work with is just for giving people clarity when they first hit your website, and that comes down to like the initial title. So all-in-one platform to grow your local business. So all-in-one just basically talks about, taking all the technology that's out there and using what's relevant for your business to reach your customers. The other thing that I put in here is a chat widget that allows them to contact you and ask you any questions. And then anytime they ask you a question, it comes directly to your phone to where you can respond almost immediately, right? So that's a very helpful tool. Also, one thing that's automated is the reviews and reputation that you have. So if you have a Google business profile, or if you have a Facebook page dedicated to your business, they can go in there and leave a review, a 5-star review for you, and it'll automatically upload into your website or your digital business card without you having to think about it or them having to think about it. So it's just very user friendly. So websites are real fun to kind of work on with people.
And you just designed them so quickly. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It would take me years to figure out.
Yeah, I tell people I give them an estimate. It could take anywhere from 2 days to 2 weeks. So it depends on the level of detail and information that they're looking for.
Okay.
And then advanced tools, kind of been talking about Truwayz already. You asked a question like what's involved with the Go High Level platform, and I'll just
Mhm.
go through it very briefly. Just some of the tools that are available within the menus that are on here. All right, so we have a menu on here that kind of walks people through how to build their calendar out, take care of their contacts, payments. So if we go to payments, you can build out your own invoices or estimates and that kind of thing. You can track your orders, subscriptions, if anybody is on a membership with you. You can build out your own products and create payment links for those. So everything can be done through this CRM for you. And then if we go to automation,
What does CRM stand for?
customer relation management tool. So
Okay.
yeah. One thing that most people don't really have a clear understanding on, and that I like to help them with, is a workflow. So if something happens within your website, somebody clicks on a link or they make a payment, it goes through a workflow and it starts with a trigger. And from that trigger, it'll either send them a text message or an email or whatever follow-on action that you want it to go through. And it builds it on the back end. What's really good about this system that I have for you is it comes with an AI. So if you're unsure what something in here means, you can ask that AI what it means, and it'll give you a clear understanding. And it'll even tell you this is how you can improve on it. So, so just
I
kind of
will
go.
say, even yesterday, I had to um, ask Josh. We had to jump on 3 different Zooms for some issues that I was having. And he was so available and so helpful. And he showed me again, okay, this is the AI that can help you. So I appreciate that about you, your patience.
Yeah, for sure. If I'm there and I'm available, I'm more than happy to help for sure. Um, so we go to sites, we can do funnels. Funnels is great for promoting your products or your ideas. websites. You can build a store. Webinars are also another great thing. I think that might be a next step for you, Amy, is figure out how to do a webinar to where it's running maybe weekly or several times a week.
Okay.
And that'd be really great for your classes. You can do analytics to kind of see how the visitors that are coming to your website, your digital business card, how they're interacting with it and what they like most based on clicks. You can build out forms, surveys, quizzes, and so much more. This is so comprehensive, and for me to cover it all in one session is just, there's no way. So
Yes.
I like to tell people that I work with, it's sky's the limit. Just let me know what you need, and I'll see about what I can do to build it out. Quickly, I'll talk about AI. Canva. So that's another thing that I just like, if you have an idea or a concept, or if you have a project that you're working on, such as a flyer or a trifold or whatever it is for your business, sky's the limit there too. I can do what I can to as far as I can to kind of build those products for you. So as long as you're within the community, I'm happy to help.
And I
So
just wanted to say that because of you, I was able to take my ideas. I've been wanting to write a book. And so we were able to use Canva to do a 100-page colorful book. And because you walked me through some of the basics of using Canva, I felt like, okay, I can take this on. I can work on this with the help of some other people that helped me as well. So I just appreciated because you just took down the fear factor
mhm.
of all of this, and it's like, okay, I can use these tools to get that all that information in my head onto paper.
Yeah, it just when you have a template that you can go off of and you have some, just a clear path, it just makes things so much easier. And it gives you the confidence to do it over and over again. So I know you're ready to make 2 or 3 more books, right?
Not yet. I got to finish this one.
Yeah, for sure. So AI is really, really big right now. So many opportunities out there, and I use several different tools. I am an affiliate for the one that I'll click on now, but I just love what they put together. It's just a very comprehensive set of tools and things that make life so much easier for people who are promoting their businesses and that kind of thing. Um, the other thing I use extensively is ChatGPT, and just being able to prompt well within there gives you, amazing results. And you can have, you don't have to necessarily pay for ChatGPT. And it's another subscription though, if you could do, and it's like $20. But the one I'm going to show you now includes ChatGPT plus all the other high language learning models that are out there. And so it has ChatGPT, it has Claude. And if we scroll through them, you see Gemini Pro, um, Llama, Sonar, DeepSeek, even Grok right now. And Grok, I think that's a $40 subscription, something like that, to X right now. So you have all these available to you to help you with prompting and to help you create everything that's in here. So all the tools that are available at the very top in this menu are ads, sales, funnels, emails, content. So under content, we also have like you can build out your own Amazon bestseller book, using AI prompting. And, you can work with the prompts to kind of like fashion it to be your very own book. Like if you don't like the way it's producing, then you can let it know what you like and don't like, and you can include it. And it just makes the process of creating it so much easier. It even gives you advice for how to publish it through Amazon. So creating your own webinars using the perfect webinar funnel system, that's out there right now from Russell Brunson. If you want to build a school community, it helps you go through that process as well. There's just so many tools that are available in here, and you can kind of build your own business context within here to kind of make sure anything that's produced within these tools is fashioned for your business specifically. And yeah, this is something that I would cover inside my community just to help people understand just what's possible. But go back here. All right, so that's more or less just kind of touching the very tip of the wave tops, when it comes to any of
Yes.
the tools or capabilities that Truwayz offers. If you do want to get in touch with me, these are some of the best ways to do it. But I look forward to kind of helping anybody that I can that comes across this.
Absolutely. So I have one last question for you. You've built a successful business in a field that can be very overwhelming to so many. What advice would you give to someone who's just starting out and feeling very unsure about technology? And that's where I was. I mean,
Yeah,
I
for
didn't even
sure.
comprehend the possibilities.
Yeah, I think it's so easy for us to, if you think about a circle and it has all these arrows pointing in all different directions, it's so easy for us to fall into that trap. But if you take away all the arrows except for one, that's your main focus. And that's where you need to be, is just focus on that one thing that's important to you, important to your business success. And don't get trapped by all the shiny objects that are out there. Just focus on the one thing that's going to get you to the goal line that you set for yourself. So for sure.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much. And I want to also thank you for serving our country and just doing such an amazing job serving people and small businesses. We just so appreciate you and your family. Just so grateful for where you've gotten me so far. And if he can help me, he can help anyone. I can say that. Because I mean, I struggle just even learning about text messages and all of that have been just challenging for me. So thank you for taking me from that world. And I'm not sure that I'm ready to jump out of the plane, but you actually had me help jump into the water. And at some point, I know you're going to help get me from that jumping out of the plane. So thank you so much. So grateful to you, and have a wonderful day.